Aditya, let's start with your introduction first. Introduce yourself.
Uh, good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. And good morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good evening, Aditya.
Yeah. Sir, as you mentioned, my name is Aditya. My hometown is in Nainital. I have done my undergraduation in mathematical sciences from Delhi University. Currently, I'm working as an auditor in Defense Account Department, currently posted at Principal Controller Air Force, Dehradun. And my hobbies are playing football, pursuing online courses, and hiking in trails near Nainital whenever I'm in my hometown.
You got this position through SSC CGL,
Yes, sir.
and but you haven't mentioned this in your DAF. When did you join?
Well, sir, I joined on 18th of November and I had filled my application form before that.
18 November, which year?
2021.
2021. All right. So it's been around 1 year of service.
Yes, sir, close to 7 months.
Where you are posted?
For Principal Controller of Defense Account, Air Force, Dehradun.
Dehradun. Oh, that's very nice that you got your hometown.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, apart from your state, Uttarakhand, have you visited any other city in India?
Yes, sir. I have visited Bombay, New Delhi. Uh, yes, sir. These are the two that I have visited.
New Delhi, because you have done graduation from there.
Yes, sir.
And Mumbai, what was the reason of your visit there?
Well, sir, I went there to participate in Mood Indigo, which is a fest of IIT Bombay, and I was my college representative over there.
What kind of a representation?
Well, sir, there were different teams from our college who participated in various cross-cultural activities, and I was tasked to manage them and tell them about where their events were taking place. So it was a kind of
So you was on
administration.
the management side.
Yes, sir.
You hadn't participated in any activity?
No, sir.
All right. So you are mentioning here that you go on hiking near Nainital, only nearby Nainital.
Well, so the reason for that was that while I was preparing, so I was living on a quite tight budget, so I was not able to explore other places. But this year I am trying. I will thinking of going to Daira Bugyals, which are the meadows in Uttarakhand, and Kheer Ganga trek in Himachal Pradesh also during the month of October.
Okay, so basically this is your newly acquired hobby.
No, sir, I have been going to treks in Nainital for a very long time since I was in high school, uh, but I have not visited other places.
Tell me the average height of the tracks in Nainital region.
For that is close to Nainital is at a height of 1960 meters, and the average height of track is close to 2600 meters. The highest peak is 2600 meter, and
What's
the
the
average
name of
height
that
would
peak?
be 2400.
What's the name of that peak?
For Nana Peak.
Huh?
Nana Peak.
Nana Peak. All right.
Yes, sir.
And what's the highest track in Uttarakhand?
For it would be Nanda Devi is the highest peak, so that would be the highest track.
Okay,
I'm
so
not sure about that.
you are not sure. Yes, Nanda Peak will be the highest track. So tell me, what is the average, what is the approximate height of this Nanda Peak?
Well, sir, I am not able to recall the exact figure, but can I take a guess?
Yes, please.
Uh, it would be upwards of 8,000 meters, close to
8,000.
that. Yes, sir.
So basically, a professional can only visit that track.
Yeah.
And you mentioned about the Kheer Ganga track also.
Yes,
Apart,
sir.
if you are going from Uttarakhand, or you are moving from Uttarakhand to the south of India,
Yes, sir.
which and it should be a shortest distance. Which will be the altitude wise? Which will be the highest altitude area or region you will find?
Highest. Sir, can I take a moment?
Yes, please.
Well, sir, I think it would be Nilgiris.
Nilgiris.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. See, Aditya, you already have a very good career progression in your present job profile. Why you are looking for the switch?
Well, for the reason I wanted to join the government service was to work for the people. And as far as the EPFO is concerned, it is a social security organization that work for the marginalized section of our society who are having an income of less than 15,000 rupees. And in EPFO, we provide social security to them once they retire. So that is one thing why I want to join EPFO. And apart from it, I also like the work profile of the enforcement officer and account officer. It is both a mix of the desk job as well as the field job. And for apart from it, as far as the EPFO is concerned, they have also signed a MOU with the IIM Bangalore to train its professionals as far as the financial management is concerned. So these are the things which are, I think, which
You
I want
mentioned about the
to,
social
because of
welfare
which
of
I
the
want to
people.
join the
You mentioned
organization.
about the social welfare of the people. Tell me, have you volunteered volunteer for any kind of a, social welfare activity?
Yes, sir. During my college, I was a part of Asima Foundation, and I used to teach the children.
Any specific subject you used to teach?
No, sir, it was general.
Acha. So, who are these students? From which class and from which classes?
First, they used to be from different classes. Like we didn't have a separate classes. It was a NGO, and all the people used to sit together. So you had a mix of people who were in the KG to the people who were in class 4.
All right.
Okay. Aditya, you hail from Nainital. Can you
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
me five things Nainital is famous for?
Ma'am, first of all, if the Naini Lake, from which it derives its name. Then second one is the Naina Peak, which is the highest peak of the Nainital region, Nainital district. Then there is Raj Bhavan, where the governor stays. Then there are famous schools in Nainital, like the Sherwood College, from where Amitabh Bachchan and Field Marshal General Sam Manekshaw got their primary education. And ma'am, these are the things that I'm able to recall.
What are the economic activities that people of Nainital carry out?
Ma'am, majorly it is the tourism sector.
Anything else?
Ma'am, apart from it, ma'am, I'm not able to recall the other activities which are specifically not in the formal sector.
Okay, so you represented your college in some fest. Have you heard of ISEC?
Yes, ma'am, it is organization which NGO like organization.
What does it do?
Ma'am, I'm not sure about, but it would be working for the marginalized section of the society.
Okay. Tell me something about Fields Medal.
Fields Medal, ma'am, it is a medal in mathematics, and it is usually given for the extraordinary contribution in the field of mathematics. Sometimes it is often called the Nobel Prize of the mathematics.
Why don't we have a separate Nobel Prize for maths? Why just
Ma'am, there are a number of different theories surrounding that. There are a number of myths also. It is generally said that Isaac Newton,
Alfred?
Alfred Nobel, after whom the Nobel Prize is, uh, he liked a girl, and her lover was a mathematician. So he created a Nobel Prize except for in mathematics. But that is a myth.
Great.
I'm not too sure.
Has any Indian won Fields Medal till date, or Indian origin person?
Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm not sure about.
Okay. What is the definition of pi? Not the numerical value, but how do you define pi?
Ma'am, pi is these. I'm not able to recall the exact definition, ma'am.
That's okay. Have you heard of sustainable tourism?
Yes, ma'am.
What all do you and your friends do when you go for a hike to practice sustainable tourism?
Ma'am, the first thing that we do is that we bring out all the plastic materials that we carry with ourselves. Then secondly, whenever we find garbage, it is out there, we also carry separate polythenes and we put them back and bring it with us. We also see that whether there are any forest fires, and we inform the authorities which are out there in the nearby region. Uh, Plus also we when we interact with people who are on the same track, and if we see them littering, we also tell them that you shouldn't do that.
Okay. Is there any scheme of government of India to motivate people for to promote tourism in the country?
uh, Sorry ma'am, I'm not able to.
Okay. That's all.
Aditya, as you have mentioned your hobby, pursuing MOOCs, can you please
Yes, sir.
elaborate?
For MOOCs stand for massive open online courses. Uh, and there are different platforms like Coursera, edX, which provide the online courses from the top universities of the world. Plus, the government of India has also started an online portal which is called Swayam, where the top IITs and IIMs are providing these courses. And these courses are self-timed, and also there is wide variety of courses which are available. So I tend to do these courses in my free time.
Have you completed any of these courses?
Yes, sir, there are a couple of courses that I have completed.
Can you
The
please elaborate?
first one is the specialization in investment management, which was offered by University of Geneva in partnership with Union Bank of Switzerland. It was a 4-part specialization, and the last part of the module was a module in which we had to make a portfolio of 3 different investors who had the same amount of money but different amount of risk appetite. So that was one course. The other course was on 2008 global financial crisis, and the other course that I did was on the global diplomacy.
Okay. Right now, you are pursuing such kind of courses right now, presently.
Presently, sir, no, sir, I am not able to enroll in the courses which are of academics, but I am pursuing one course which is related to photography.
Okay. So, can you please tell me the difference between hobby and interest?
For I do not know the exact definition, but I will try to find out.
Okay. You have mentioned football as your hobby also.
Yes, sir.
So, name the Indian footballer that has scored more goals, or you can say the most goals in the numbers.
For it would be Sunil Chetri, as far
Okay.
as the international goals are concerned.
Okay. And tell me 3 different tournaments that in terms of football that are being organized on international level.
For FIFA World Cup, UEFA Europa League, UEFA Champions League. So
India by India.
for by India, for it would be Indian Super League, Santosh Trophy, and I League.
Okay. Thank you.
Aditya, you are already working with a very reputed institution. And if I say your academics background, that's also uh, that would also give you a very good opportunity in private sector also. And as sir has discussed with you about the courses you have enrolled in, so it seems that you also have a very bright chance in the private sector, but still you want to come into EPFO. Tell me what qualities you have uh, through which EPFO will be benefited from you, because you will be benefited from EPFO as you are considering that it is a uh, career progression, but what EPFO will get out of you?
Yes, sir. Well, sir, as I mentioned earlier, that I wanted to join the government sector because I wanted to work for people. So
That's
I
very
think I am
interesting.
empathetic. That is one thing that I am able and I will be willing to work for the poor people. Sir, apart from it, I have also a background in financial management because I have done number of courses, and EPFO manages the retirement saving of the poor and the marginalized section. So I would be able to maximize their return that they are getting on their saving. I would try to work upon that.
That's it. Any other quality?
I'm not able to
We can
recall
train
other.
any person. We can train any candidate for doing this role, because most of the things has been automated now. Okay, so then why we would be choosing you?
Well, sir, because I am young, I would be able to relocate to any part of the country. I do not have any such other liabilities. Plus, I am also willing to learn because when I joined the Air Force, at that point of time, I didn't have a background in auditing. But now I am able to learn a lot of new things. So I would be able to learn that in EPFO also.
All right. So you have prepared for EPFO since long. So tell me what you have learned about the labor laws and installations in India. Tell me what are the what are the shortcomings of the labor laws in India and how new labor codes will rectify that.
Well, sir, can I take a moment?
Yes, please.
Well, sir, as far as the shortcomings are concerned, the labor is in the concurrent list of the Indian Constitution. So there have to be agreement between both the center and the state government. But many a times the state government they are not in favor of the new labor laws because there are very strong trade unions which are not supporting that. Therefore, it has to be with the concurrence of all the above stakeholders. Plus, at the same time, we have to also see that there is a test that should be carried out before enrolling the new labor laws at the mass scale.
You only mentioned one concern with respect to labor laws in India. That is that it is in the concurrent list. The labor is a concurrent subject. Only one shortcoming. That's all.
But the trade unions are also very strong, so it is not very easy for the government also to carry out such a reform on a very large scale.
So how we will be how new labor codes will be working on all these shortcomings.
Well, sir, as far as the new labor laws are concerned, uh, the critiques of the new labor law, they criticize that it is going to
I'm
give the
not talking about
government.
the criticism. I'm talking about the provisions through which government of India is trying to rectify the present concerns with respect to labor laws in India.
Well, sir, there are number of the biggest shortcoming of that. There are many different labor laws, close to 44 central labor laws, and with the new labor scheme, there would be only 4 labor laws. So they will be consolidated, and it would be become quite easy as far as the administrative convenience is concerned, and also their interpretation in the judiciary would be quite easy.
Okay, let me be a little more specific with you. You mentioned about trade unions. So, what are the concerns with the trade unions in India, and how new code on industrial relation try to rectify that?
For many a time, people say that the trade unions in India are quite strong and they are not willing to carry out the required reforms. They provide hindrance in the path of that. So the new labor laws, as far as the new labor laws are concerned, uh, well, sir, I'm sorry, sir, I'm not able to answer that.
That's okay, Aditya. In one of the questions, you said that you're perfect for this job because you're young and you do not have any liabilities. Can you explain this, the word liabilities? What do you mean by that?
Ma'am, since I am young and I have a younger brother at my home and he stays with my parents. So even if I'm transferred to some other state or to a remote corner, I would be willing to go there. And as my parents are also fine as far as their health is concerned, so that also, if not something that I have to regularly take them to the hospital. So that is why I was calling. And also, since I am young, so I would be able to relocate or adapt to the new conditions.
Okay. Can you tell me what percentage of Indian women are employed?
Ma'am, I'm not able to recall the exact figure, but it is close to 20%, I think.
Yeah, it's around 20%, less than that. What do you think is the reason for this low level of employment? And it's decreasing with time. It's not even going up.
Yes, ma'am.
What are the reasons?
Ma'am, the reason is that, first of all, with time, sorry, ma'am, I'm not able to recall.
That's okay. Do you think housework, women are housewives, they're homemakers, should that work be made payable? Should there be a financial benefit attached to that because it's a 24/7 job?
Ma'am, it would be counted because what I believe is that if that is counted, as far as the GDP of the country is concerned, that would manifold because what is happening is that if we outsource that job, then certainly we have to pay a lot of money. But when uh, inside our home, if the work is carried out, we are not counting it. So much of that is going unaccounted, and also that would also increase the status of a women in our society because their work that they are doing, which is considered free right now, that would be accounted for.
Okay, great. Have you heard of what is known as the gig economy?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, as far as the gig economy is concerned, these are the platforms like Zomato, Swiggy, and where one can enroll as an employee, but he is not a permanent employee. It is an app-based system.
Okay. Aditya, answer a personal question. Would you marry some girl who's at a higher post than you or senior to you?
Oh, ma'am, that depends upon her consent.
But what is your perspective on that?
Oh, ma'am, I am absolutely fine with it, but that depends upon her.
Okay.
All right. Aditya, definitely you will be fine with that because she would be contributing much more than you financially. Okay. So, but what are the qualities in you which a girl should choose you as her husband?
Uh, well, sir, I think I'm loyal and I am empathetic. Uh, so these are the two that I'm able to recall.
Okay. Aditya, one more question. Uttarakhand is very much popular for its handicraft. There is a very specific handicraft with respect to bamboos. Can you name it?
Oh, well, sir, I'm not able to recall, but I will try to find out.
All right. My last question to you. What is recently a term, economic term is in news that is twin deficit problem. What is it? What does it mean?
Or, sir, twin deficit
Twin deficit problem.
for if it related to the double balance sheet problem that we are having.
No, twin balance sheet problem is different. It is associated with the fiscal deficit.
Oh, sorry, sir, I do not know, but I will try to find out.
All right. Thank you so much, Aditya.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
See, Aditya, your knowledge part. We're starting with the feedback now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So if you want to note, you can carry a paper and a pen. You can have that. See, the knowledge part is good. Plus, you are employed also, so that would benefit you. And the confidence also, the way you present answers, the modesty, the humble nature that you have, this will go in your favor for sure. Whenever the panel is asking you an analytical question, see, why are women unemployed? So there are, first of all, you should have read it beforehand. Social issues
Yes, ma'am.
should be read because this is a social service based organization. So these topics should be clear to you. Even if you don't know about something, just rewind your memory, go back to your own life experiences, and give the panel at least 2-3 points, 2-3 common points. Unemployment of women, that is such a basic thing. Definition of pi. See, you are a mathematics student. Definition of pi is so important. Circumference to diameter. Uh,
Yes,
this
ma'am.
is so prepare these basics with regards to mathematics also because the panelists, they are very experienced and they might get curious if they see a sign, if they see a mathematics student. Apart from that, haven't you heard of the candle making industry of Nainital?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I've heard.
So why didn't you mention it? It is so important for the entire country and people visit Nainital for this. Even these candles are even exported. They form a great part of the economy of Nainital. So
Yes, ma'am.
prepare that part very well, and not just this, anything related to Nainital or Uttarakhand, and the environment part also, that should also be prepared. Otherwise, I think your answers are balanced. Prepare the analytical part more. Work on that, because these are brownie points. These are the questions which will get you selected, and you just cannot say that you're not able to recall or you don't want to take this question.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so work on that more and have faith in yourself when you are answering an analytical part. The panel just wants to know you better. They're not
Yes,
judging
ma'am.
you, they're just trying to know you through these questions. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all, and all the best.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
आदित्य, बियर्ड और ड्रेसिंग सेंस को थोड़ा सा आउटलाइन करना चाहूंगा. इसको थोड़ा सा इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं आप. आई होप यू वॉन्ट गो लाइक दैट.
Yes, sir. I have a blazer, but it's too hot right now.
आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड. ठीक है. बाकी आपका आंसर करने का तरीका ठीक था. ठीक है, जिस तरीके से आपने ड्राफ्ट के अकॉर्डिंग आंसर्स किए. बट आई डोंट थिंक कि परस्यूइंग मूक्स विल बी अ हॉबी.
Sir, what is the difference between a hobby and interest?
देखो, इंटरेस्ट एक चीज है जो हम कभी कभी कर लेते हैं. हॉबी हम नॉर्मली रेगुलर बेसिस पर करते हैं और उससे हम कुछ सीखते हैं, उससे हमें कुछ हेल्प मिलती है डेली लाइफ में, और एक्स्ट्रा एनर्जी मिलती है कि हम और कुछ काम भी कर सकें.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. आई थिंक दिस इज मोर ऑफ एन इंटरेस्ट, क्योंकि अभी जैसा आपने कहा कि आप राइट नाउ कोई भी कोर्स परस्यू नहीं कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, तो कहीं ना कहीं वो इंटरेस्ट लगता है, फिर वो हॉबी नहीं बन जाती. ठीक है.
Yes,
इस पे क्वेश्चन
sir.
जरूर आपसे पूछा जाएगा इंटरव्यू में आपके, क्योंकि दिस इज अ यूनिक थिंग यू विच यू हैव मेंशन्ड. बाकी ऑल द वे, सब कुछ ठीक था. ठीक है, ऑल द बेस्ट.
Thank you.
आदित्य,
sir.
पहली बात तो देखो, द वे यू आंसर दैट्स वेरी गुड. ठीक है, यू टेक परमिशन फॉर गेस्ट, यू आस्क इफ यू रिक्वायर सम टाइम, तो दैट्स वेरी नाइस अप्रोच. बट at some point you use some informal words in the very beginning of your interview. You use word like yeah. ठीक है, so
Yes, sir.
you need to see that. and दूसरी बात, अभी आपका एसएससी सीजीएल में ऑलरेडी आप वर्किंग हो. ठीक है, आई डू वी हैव सम काइंड ऑफ इंक्रीमेंट आल्सो इफ यू ज्वाइन ईपीएफओ, या सेम सैलरी पैकेज है?
नहीं सर, इंक्रीमेंट है, बट here it is कि after 2 years we are eligible for an exam and we become a gazetted officer. But in EPFO the gazetted officer is not there.
देखो, आपको इसको डिफेंड करना पड़ेगा बहुत स्ट्रांगली कि आप क्यों ये स्विच चाह रहे हो, बिकॉज अदरवाइज इट विल लुक लाइक कि व्हेनेवर यू गेट अ गुड अपॉर्चुनिटी यू स्विच. ठीक है, बिकॉज यू आर ब्राइट स्टूडेंट, यू आर अ मैथमेटिक्स स्टूडेंट, सो यू आर एबल टू क्रैक द एग्जामिनेशन एंड यू मस्ट हैव प्रिपेयर्ड वेल फॉर दिस, है ना. बट इस पे थोड़ा सा इसका आंसर तैयार करो. यू हैव अ गुड अप्रोच. यू इन अ वेरी बिगनिंग यू सेड कि ईपीएफओ प्रोवाइड्स द सोशल सिक्योरिटी एंड आई वांट टू वर्क फॉर द सोशल वेलफेयर एंड सोशल सिक्योरिटी. सो दैट्स वेरी नाइस अप्रोच यू हैव. बस ये अप्रोच मेंटेन रखना है. ठीक है. एंड लेबर लॉ एंड इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन, उस पे अभी कोई भी आंसर प्रॉपर नहीं आया. व्हाट्स द रीजन ऑफ दैट? अभी रिवाइज नहीं किया?
नहीं सर.
कब है इंटरव्यू?
फॉर 28th.
28 जुलाई?
यस सर.
ठीक है, तो यू हैव अ गुड सफिशिएंट टाइम फॉर प्रिपेयरिंग ऑन दोज एस्पेक्ट. ठीक है, अभी कोई और एग्जाम तो नहीं दे रहे, सिर्फ जॉब है अभी?
और सर सिविल सर्विस की प्रिपरेशन कर रहा हूँ, तो फिर अभी वही ऑप्शनल वगैरह चल रहा था, तो इस वजह से इस पे ध्यान नहीं.
अच्छा, तो देखो स्कोर कितना है?
सर इस बार तो दिया नहीं था, इस बार ड्रॉप किया था.
नहीं, यूपी यहाँ पे ईपीएफओ में कितना स्कोर बन रहा है?
सर 200.
एग्जैक्ट 200 बन रहा है?
हाँ.
ओके, देखो यू हैव अ गुड चांस टू क्रैक दिस एग्जामिनेशन, बट जनरल कैटेगरी में आप हो तो थोड़ा सा आपको फाइट रह सकता है 1-2 नंबर का. तो वो जो नंबर है ना, वो आपको इंटरव्यू में ही कवर अप करने पड़ेंगे. ठीक है, तो यू शुड बी गिविंग मोर टाइम फॉर दिस प्रिपरेशन. नाउ इंटरव्यू की प्रिपरेशन के थोड़ा ज्यादा टाइम देना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, तो अपना इंडस्ट्रियल लेबर लॉ को प्रिपेयर करो, उसमें आप काफी चीजें मिस आउट कर रहे हो. ठीक है.
यस सर.
ठीक है, तो ये एस्पेक्ट थोड़ा वर्कआउट करना पड़ेगा. और मुझे बताओ, इंडस्ट्रियल और लेबर लॉ की तैयारी की कहाँ से आपने?
सर सक्सेस टी से ही करी थी.
अच्छा, तो सारा मटेरियल जो प्रिपेयर किया वो सक्सेस ट्री से ही किया है, वेदर इट इज एनी सब्जेक्ट?
यस सर.
लेबर लॉ, इंडस्ट्रियल, अकाउंटिंग सब यही से किया है. दैट मींस यू हैव अ गुड नोट्स विद यू. ठीक है, रिवीजन के लिए उतना टाइम सफिशिएंट होगा. ठीक है, बस उस पे फोकस कर लो. इससे ज्यादा डिटेल में आपसे पूछेंगे नहीं, जितना आपको करवाया हुआ उससे ज्यादा डिटेल में वो भी नहीं पूछने वाले. लेकिन जो भी 1-1.5 महीने का करंट अफेयर्स है वो आपके पास होना चाहिए. ठीक है, जैसे
yes,
नेशनल पेंशन सिस्टम हो गया, ठीक है, या
हम्म,
इंश्योरेंस के आसपास की चीजें हो गई, सोशल सिक्योरिटी से रिलेटेड जो भी न्यूज है वो कवर अप कर लो। हाँ, जो भी जैसे करंट अफेयर्स के इश्यूज हैं, जैसे अग्निपथ स्कीम हो गई, इन सारे एस्पेक्ट पे कवर अप करना है, प्लस एनालिटिकल लेवल पे जाके कवर अप करना है, तो एडिटोरियल्स वगैरह पे फोकस करना है। ठीक है, उनके आंसर्स बनाओ, थोड़े आंसर्स पे भी काम कर लो। ठीक है, बाकी अदरवाइज बाकी सभी चीजें ठीक है आपकी। देयर इज नो नथिंग मोर टू स्पेसिफाई हियर। बस आपका ड्रेसिंग है वो आपने सर ने ऑलरेडी हाईलाइट कर दिया है। आई गेस यू आर वेयरिंग अ ब्लैक टाई।
yes sir.
तो इंटरव्यू में क्या पहन के जाने वाले हो आप, अभी डिसाइड किया है?
तो यही मंगाई थी नहीं।
अच्छा, कोई नहीं, फिर मैम आपको थोड़ा सजेस्ट कर देंगे इसके ऊपर।
Well, I had another tie, but that was like black with the white spots, and that was very bright.
Okay.
So I
Find a
ordered this plain
color
one.
tie if you can.
Ma'am, blue.
Yeah, plain blue.
Okay.
Like dark blue, light blue, anything that goes with it, but like navy blue. So I
Okay.
think that would be better. The smarter you dress, the more confident you appear. Basically, that's the and the how the panel sees you in the first glance, that very much makes a difference in your final score.
Yes, ma'am.
So just keep the dress sense in mind, and I think you're a bright candidate. Everything should be fine with your interview.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you.
हाँ जी, Aditya, any other questions from your side? कुछ पूछना है?
Sir, as far as sir, I'm not able to like have any other question. Yeah, that's fine.
ठीक है, अगर if you feel like you can contact us accordingly. What about city and state? वो ठीक थे answers?
Already told you that city and state have to be prepared, especially from the environmental point of view also. What all economic opportunities Uttarakhand has, and are they sustainable in the long run? The
Yes, ma'am.
hotel industry that you have, the dams that are being, there is a new hydropower project also that's being developed by Uttarakhand government.
Tapovan.
Yeah, so prepare with regards to that also, and have alternative solutions. That this is
Yes,
something
ma'am.
you should come up with. And you're preparing for civil services also, so I think you should be good to go. Like prepare positives and negatives and some way forwards for everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Prepare Nainital really well. I think High Court is also there in Nainital itself.
Oh, yes,
Uttarakhand.
ma'am.
So
Yeah.
mention that.
Prepare EPFO as an organization from EPFO website itself. That will be really helpful if they ask any questions from EPFO organization.
Yes, sir. I have made notes of FAQs which are out there.
Okay, yeah, that will be really good. Okay, okay,
Yes.
all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
ऐसे बस एक लास्ट चीज है, आपने एक चीज का ध्यान रखो, आपके आंसर्स जो है ना, कई बार पूछा कुछ जा रहा है, आप आंसर कुछ और दे रहे हो, तो वो थोड़ा सा देख लेना। ठीक है, आई गेस वो आंसर नहीं है इसलिए कर रहे हो आप। ठीक है, तो अगर नहीं है तो क्लियरली टेक सम टाइम, ठीक है, देन आंसर, अदरवाइज डोंट गेस एंड सिंपली से दैट यू वुड रीड ऑन दैट। ठीक है,
Yes, sir.
चलो ठीक है, दैट्स ऑल फ्रॉम आवर साइड।